The Washington impasse over raising the U.S. government's $31.4 trillion borrowing limit is heightening global economic concerns, as a new bipartisan congressional report cited a significant risk of a historic default in the first 2 weeks of June. Hello, welcome to our channel. We're here once again to bring you important and up-to-date information. In today's video, we'll be addressing a crucial impasse, the raising of the debt limit in the United States and the imminent possibility of default if this impasse is not resolved. It's a matter that has been concerning many people around the world. Before we dive into the news, we'd like to ask you to subscribe to our channel to stay updated and make sure to like our content. Now, let's get straight to the news. The report from the U.S. Congressional Budget Office, CBO, released on Friday morning, confirms previous warnings from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen that a default could occur as early as June 1st. There is a significant risk that at some point in the first 2 weeks of June, the government will no longer be able to pay all of its obligations, warned the CBO. The Congressional Budget Evaluator also noted that federal government debt payments will remain uncertain throughout May, even if the Treasury ultimately runs out of funds in early June. President Joe Biden and his Democratic colleagues in Congress have called for immediate action to raise the statutory limit of $31.4 trillion for unconditional government borrowing since the beginning of the year. Republicans, who narrowly control the House of Representatives, want new limits on future spending set before giving the green light to further payments to cover previously approved borrowing. At a meeting of finance officials from the Group of Seven, G7, in Japan, World Bank President David Malpass said the imminent risk of a default, which would be the first in U.S. history, was adding to the problems faced by the global economic slowdown. Clearly, distress in the world's largest economy would be negative for everyone, Malpass told Reuters on the sidelines of the G7 meeting. Next week, Biden is set to attend a G7 leaders meeting in Nagata, Japan, but said last week he may cancel his trip if he and congressional leaders are not making sufficient progress towards raising the debt limit. White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters that staff-level talks, which began on Tuesday, have been productive, although she declined to provide details. They're going to meet today, they're going to meet over the weekend. I think that should tell you that the talks are moving in the right direction, she added. A meeting between Biden and Democratic and Republican congressional leaders that had been planned for Friday has been postponed until early next week as the two sides discuss which expenses can be cut in the 2024 budget. The impasse was starting to show its effects outside of Washington. On Friday, the University of Michigan reported that its semi-annual consumer sentiment reading showed households have the gloomiest view of the economy in 6 months, largely due to the debt ceiling standoff. Wall Street has also been concerned about a potential default. U.S. stocks fell after the sentiment data showed growing concerns from households about the situation, while yields on Treasury bonds maturing in the first half of June remain significantly higher compared to later maturing debt. As the teams worked behind closed doors, lawmakers blamed each other for the turbulence. House Republicans from the MAGA are threatening to default on America's debts unless we give in to their demands, Biden tweeted on Friday, referring to former President Donald Trump's Make America Great Again movement. Biden warned that Republicans could cut funding for thousands of jobs, including park rangers and firefighters. Mr. President, stop lying, tweeted Republican Representative Anthony Desposito back to Biden, claiming the president was refusing to negotiate with Republicans in good faith. Biden and his cabinet have repeatedly said a default would be catastrophic. U.S. Treasury bonds are the bedrock of the global financial system, and a default would shake global markets and could trigger a recession, they warn. And thus, we conclude another video on our channel. We hope you have appreciated the information we shared regarding the impasse in raising the debt limit in the U.S. and the imminent risk of default next month. Now, we would like to hear your opinion on this crucial matter. Please leave your questions, concerns, or views on the global economic consequences of this impasse in the comments section. Let's engage in discussions and share knowledge together. We extend our gratitude to all who have watched the video, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive further updates on the most relevant news worldwide. Until next time.